I like acronyms, right?
I like acronyms too.
And I'm being sarcastic here, but we'll start with two here. AI and SOC.
The AI SOC Summit. That's just around the corner. What can we shorten Summit to? ST? SMT?
SMT. Something like that. I don't know.
Perfect.
Something like that.
Well, let's just say it's not going to be short in content. There's no abbreviated stuff going on at this event, and some good friends are hosting it. Monzy.
Monzy.
How are you, Monzy? Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Good to be here.
Yeah, great to connect, and this looks like a cool event, the AI SOC Summit. When is it? It's March 3rd. It's just around the corner in Tysons, Virginia. We have a day packed of stuff that's going to be a great experience for folks, and you're doing it in coordination with a bunch of people. Kind of give us, before we get into the event, let's let people know who Monzy is and what you're up to these days, and then we'll talk about the AI SOC Summit.
Yeah, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Crogl, and Crogl is an AI SOC agent that works on alerts and advisories for security teams so that they don't have to deal with the drudgery of looking at every single alert. Crogl investigates every alert with great amount of detail and depth using all the data that you have across all the different data lakes that you might have without any data normalization, and is able to escalate things to the human analyst for things that only the human can act on. We like to think of it as it's essentially the superhero suit for the SOC analysts, who are the real superheroes of the security community.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're busy, so while you're very busy, let's just organize an event as well. Huh? Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the driver for this is I've talked to so many customers and prospects, talked to so many people in the community, and what we realized was there's a couple of things going on. One, there are security teams out there in enterprises that are trying to figure out what to buy, what to build when it comes to AI in the SOC, or when it comes to AI and security, this as more broadly. And everybody's like kind of poking things in different ways. And I see some people are like, oh, you shouldn't have done that, or you should just call me. I would have told you that wouldn't work. And so we kept having a lot of these conversations. So we thought, you know what? I think it's important for the community to have just a very transparent, very practical, real place that we can all gather together to have these conversations. So what we've done for the AI SOC Summit is in the morning, we are going to do a keynote that has a number of people, from people who are concerned about the security and privacy of AI, all the way to CISOs who are buying products and services to solve their problems and sharing their experience of what's working and what's not working. And then it's completely sort of Crogl agnostic, right? We are just hosting it to serve the community. And that's what's going to happen in the morning. And then we're splitting the tracks in two ways. Or I like to think of it as, some people learn by listening, and some people learn by doing, some people learn by both. And so in the remainder of the day, we're gonna have some talk tracks from a number of people who, including people who are in startups or people who are in well-known companies that that are sponsoring the event, or just well-known companies that are just want to talk about things. And then we're going to have a hackathon, which is 5.5 hour plus hackathon, where people can just kick the tires, use the tools. We're going to give people free tokens for AI access, so that they can just like go forward unfiltered and experiment and share ideas with each other and do stuff. And so, yeah, it's an event for the community to come in and see what's real, share ideas, grow, and bring some sanity to what appears to be a very confusing space right now for many people.
Yeah, and what strikes me is you just kind of described it, right? This isn't about products and vendor pitches, and it's not stuff that's happening in theory. This is reality. Teams are acting on these things today. They're trying to find the path forward. You're bringing a group of folks together to kind of help shepherd an experience along for people that join you. So what you talked about, the different tracks and the hackathon, but what do you think the experience will be like for people that participate in this? What will they feel? What will they get out of it? How will that continue to help build the community, which I know is super important for you?
I think the first thing that I want people to, that I think people will feel, and this is not some, because this is not something that we sort of sat around the fireplace and invented our own. This is really driven by a lot of the feedback and input that we got from the folks in the community. One is they're going to get some real no nonsense data flow from the perspective of what have others tried, what has worked, what hasn't worked. If people are, there's many people are trying to build AI capability in-house, what does that experience look like? So they're going to have this real feeling of getting real information from people who are doing stuff and not hype, or on either side, right? Some hype is like, oh my god, don't do this, it's, nothing's going to work, or the other hype is everything is awesome and just go forth, and it's a magic trick. And so there is the reality somewhere within that spectrum. And so that's the first thing, is that it's the reality and the practicality of what's happening. That's one thing. The second thing is, I think there is a big opportunity. There are really no experts in this space right now, and I think a lot of us who are builders and doers sometimes kind of feel like, oh, maybe there's somebody out there, I'm not doing it correctly. So I think there is this feeling of competency and this feeling of exploration that I would love for people to walk away with, to say, I learned something new, or I had an idea, I talked to another person that was trying something or has already tried it. And so there is some, exactness to what we were talking about, other than just random hyperbole on social media. So I think that's the other. And the third thing is the practicality of actually working on stuff, because they will have access to tools. They will be able to kick the tires on AI technologies, frontier models, and build integrations and see how that would work. There's going to be lots of sample data for people to explore and evaluate. They can do real-time stuff by pulling advisories or threat intel reports to see how that would work and how they would extend that. So that would be the other kind of feeling of, okay, I'm actually doing something about some area that I'm really, really interested in.
Yeah, you know what? I want to take a couple of minutes, as we, in a way, we're still talking about the event, obviously, but I want to pick your brain on what you said, which is, I'm going to paraphrase it, like it's a kind of like what, Wild West, right? So we don't really know what we're doing, but we do know we're doing something, and then you throw the marketing wrench, which happened in the big event, not the community event, where you really don't know what to believe anymore. And I feel like this is going back to what event used to be, right? Just let's meet with other people that are in the same situation, and maybe we grow together. We exchange what works, what doesn't. But the way I want to pick your brain here is a little picture of where you see the AI and SOC to be at this point. What should we believe? What should we not believe?
I think the thing to believe is that there are a lot of people who are experimenting, and there's a lot of curiosity. I think the general acceptance now is, it's not whether there is a place for AI in security operations or not. It's that there is a place for AI in security operations. What is that place? What are the governance models and privacy controls that can be placed around it? And how do we utilize those capabilities to get to high confidence outcomes? And I think that's where the community is now trending towards. Whereas maybe a year ago, some people would say, I wouldn't use it. I think now people are starting to realize. And I would say that the core driver for this is just really a simple observation, which is that threat actors, two things are happening. One is that threat actors are starting to use AI capability, and to extend it a little bit further, what's happening is they're moving at agentic speed. Whereas before, we used to talk about security and say, it's a human versus human game. There's a bad actor on the other side. There's you, the defensive team, and that something's happening, and then you're doing something and you're protecting yourself. So point number one, the threat actors are using AI, and more importantly, agentic systems to conduct their campaigns, which means that the defenders have to start using agentic systems and have to operate at agentic speed. I think that's a very important aspect. The second aspect is that the cost of executing a sophisticated campaign has not dropped significantly, because now somebody has to just have an idea of what to do, and the Agentic system will help resolve lots of the detail about how to write a really good phishing email, for example, or do post exploitation activity in an organization, to do that automatically. So the barrier to entry for a sophisticated attack is lower. So I think that's the world we live in now, and so it's very important for teams to come together and think about, as a community, to say, well, how are we going to work this problem? Because it's happening as we speak. And I think it's not specific to organizations that we might traditionally consider to be AI native. I mean, when you look at AI SOC Summit, for example, and look at the sponsors, we have reseller partners who sell to government organizations who are sponsors. We have household names like Splunk and Cribble, who are also sponsoring. I think everybody appreciates the value of the community coming together to the same place and talking about this topic, because people working on the problem are community members that are using lots of different tools. And those are just a couple of examples of some of the sponsors that are going to be there.
So talk to me, Monzy, about the idea of the doer, right? So we're sitting in the SOC. We're paid to go through logs. We're paid to threat hunt. We're paid to do certain things. We're measured on that. Our MBOs are tied to that. And then there's all this new stuff. And we probably have to take some of that on our own to stay ahead of the game and learn some of those things. And there aren't a lot of conferences geared toward me as a doer sitting in the SOC, right? A lot of it is, who's the CISO going to buy the next product? Let me bring all those companies together and give them a space to sell their stuff. The doer gets left out of the picture often. So tell me who are some of the doers? Not necessarily names, but who in the SOC is going to be here, and what are some of the things that they're working on that you expect them to participate in sessions, participate in the hackathon? To kind of describe that experience to me.
Yeah, I think the personas here. So first, I want to acknowledge the point that there is generally a big disconnect between people doing the work versus what's happening on show floors and in talk tracks in many conferences. And this is not necessarily a negative about the conference. It's about the focus of any number of conferences that are out there. And to your point, the doer does not often get tactical experience or tactical knowledge to go back and immediately apply back into their world. And that's the space that we're trying to serve, is come learn something, share something, and then go back and apply it in a very practical manner. And so who are the doers that are going to be at AI SOC Summit? We're when we look at the list of registrants, we see people who are SOC analysts, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 SOC analysts, whose job it is to, when an alert comes in, what do? They have to go data dredging. They have to go and connect the dots, and they have to figure out, what this alert is about. Is it relevant? Is it not? And they're the ones who are just getting buried with stuff. So that's one persona that is going to be present. So if people listen to this, if you're a SOC analyst, regardless of the tier where you sit, you want to be here. Another group of people that are going to be there are security engineers. These are people who are deploying products in their environments, whether those are AI-driven products or whether there are other security tools, and they are serving the SOC teams, or they're serving the IT teams because they're deploying security products for those teams. If you are a security engineer, you want to be here, because you're going to see what different organizations or different companies are doing, not the product selling companies, but enterprises who use products. What are they doing? How are they rationalizing to use AI products? So you can sort of open up your aperture to see what's working, what's not working. The other persona are incident responders and threat hunters who are looking at events, or who are looking at the depth of what's happening in an organization. And I think there is at least a couple of talks that are going to call out how the world is changing and how you have to think about hunting in a world where you're basically chasing agentic activity, not just human activity, or you're chasing where an agent has been co-opted rather than the what you've been used to seeing either in cloud environments or on-prem environments. So the footprints are changing. So it's those audiences. So if you're an incident responder or if you are a threat hunter, you want to be here. And another persona is the builder. There are organizations now that have security builders who are testing, they're prototyping. You want to be here because you can see what's working. You can see what people have tried already. You can, so that you don't get stuck in areas where somebody has already failed, or if they have failed, you can at least get some insight as to what were the constraints, because maybe you can overcome those constraints. So I think it's all of these different personas who are trying to essentially take practical things back so they can apply it to their work. And you can test out your ideas because you'll have the tools right there. I mean, there are many organizations out there who today don't allow their employees to access frontier models or agentic systems for a variety of different reasons. It's not a negative, it's just the world we live in. And there are a whole bunch of organizations that do. And so here's an opportunity for you to come and kick the tires, not have to worry about with the tooling or the cost of tokens or whatever. Just come hang out and learn and share and have some fun.
Well, that sounds fantastic. I'm going to remind again, is the AI SOC Summit, March 3rd, which is coming up, but I'm sure people can still sign up. Is the
Yes.
AISOCSummit.com, the website in Tyson, Virginia. And Monzy, I think is a great opportunity. I mean, I the more we think about it and talk about agentic AI, I feel like we're not talking sci-fi about the future. We're actually in the future. It makes me think Blade Runner a little bit, and I think that you guys coming together as a community and seeing we can hide our head under the sand and pretend it's not existing. It's not the way to go. So I really enjoy having you on. Good luck for the event, and hopefully we'll see you around soon in person again.
Yeah, thank you guys, and I hope to see everybody who's listening at the AI SOC Summit.
I hope to participate as well. And we escaped without talking about food or wine, so we're gonna have to have another chat about that at some point.
I know what's going on. You guys are losing your passion, or maybe you already had lunch. Maybe that's why.
We need more time for that. We'll find it. We'll find it.
But in the meantime, we'll see you in Tysons, Virginia, Hyatt Regency, March 3rd for the AI SOC Summit. Thanks everybody. Thanks, Monzy.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Cheers.